Good? All right. Welcome, everyone. Let's call this meeting to order. This is the Warminster Township Board of Supervisors meeting for Thursday, November 3rd, 2022. Let's all stand for a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. A brief moment of silence for all our brave servicemen and civilians working overseas and everyone across the world who's fighting for democracy. Okay, thank you. All right, I'll open up with announcements. We had a executive session right before this meeting. We talked about some litigation, personnel issues, labor negotiations, and I believe that's it, correct? Okay. Also, I hope everyone had a great Halloween. I hope everyone was safe. And welcome. Now we're heading into the Thanksgiving holidays and budget season. So that's all I'm going to say. We're going to keep it brief tonight because there's two very important events going on right now. And one's down at the ballpark, and the other one's in Houston, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Go figure.
Yeah, how about that?
What are the odds?
So, yeah, we're going to try to keep things brief and move along as quickly as possible. All right, I have nothing else. Kathy?
No announcements, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
Mark?
I'm going to give the condensed version of the Park and Rec announcements just for November's events. That the Fresh Connect food box distribution continues on Tuesday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. at the rec parking lot. Visit Bucks County Opportunity Council for eligibility and pre-registration. November 5th, Senior Center Holiday Pop-Up Market at Warminster Community Park between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. November 5th is also Cleanup Day at the Basin area behind Coles on Street Road from 9 a.m. till noon. This is a WMA-approved public participation event for stormwater management credits. Pre-registration is required in order to get those stormwater credits. So anyone who wants to volunteer for that. And the only other one I have is the November 25th to December 10th. The residents of Warminster can register their homes for the inaugural holiday house decorating contest.
Oh, nice.
This is the first here. Prizes will be awarded in two categories, classic and extreme. It sounds interesting. I know that one right down the street here is always fabulous.
Nice.
Visit the Township Park and Recreation Facebook page for more information. And the only other one I had, I just wanted to offer condolences to the Luce family on behalf of the Board of Supervisors and administration. Rich Luce passed away in the past couple of weeks, and he was a former supervisor, chairman of the board, and volunteered a whole lot of his time to the township over the years. So just want to offer condolences to Eva and the family.
On behalf of the board, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thanks, Mark.
thank you.
Thank you. And I want to thank Randy Flager for being here, too. He gave up Phillies tickets.
Yeah, I know.
How about
That's
that?
impressive.
What happened? I wouldn't have.
All right, thanks, Mark. Judy?
Yeah, I'm not going to make any announcements for the library tonight because our illustrious library director is here, and he's on the agenda, so he can make the announcements for the library. Ben Wilson Senior Center is having a Kris Kringle holiday farm market on November 5th from 8 to 12:30. And they're also having an open house at from 10 to 12 on November 7th. And the other thing I want to announce is the Centennial William Tennant Football is having a toy drive 12 November 12th from 10 to 3. And there's going to be lots of fun there. They're going to have prizes and games and so forth, and they want everybody to bring a toy for those that are not able to buy any for their family.
November 12th, what time, Judy?
10 to 3
At the school?
at the school.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, thanks, Judy. Janice?
I just wanted to say go Phillies. Be safe and careful tonight after we're done celebrating the win. If you're going to a friend's house to celebrate with your arm muscles, make sure that you call a designated driver if necessary.
All right.
I got that.
All right, thanks, Janice. Okay, announcements, now we have presentations. We do have our Library Services Director, Peter Leyu. Thank you. welcome.
Good
Welcome,
evening.
Peter. Good
Yeah, we
evening.
haven't seen you for a while, I believe.
Last time everybody saw him was on a Zoom meeting.
On a
right?
Zoom meeting,
Correct.
right,
Yeah.
right.
No, thank you for
This
giving me
first-
some time at this meeting, and I'll try to move fast so we can get to our games.
Okay, thank you.
Take your time, you have 3 minutes. 2.5.
Yeah, mostly I wanted to thank you for entrusting me with the leadership of the Township Library, and to meet those of you I haven't had a chance to meet yet. I also want to thank the Township and its residents for the support of the library, and the support that we get from the Township through facilities management and human resources. It's been a pleasure working with Tom and Lisa and Cindy and Larry. And I also want to thank the Township for prioritizing the library budget during a time when I know there are many funding needs. So I want to take a few minutes to just give you a brief report. So the pandemic did a number on Warminster Library and on all libraries really nationwide, both in our ability to serve our users in person and in our staffing. Lisa, can you move to the next slide, please? Thanks. So when I came on board in April, we were down 6 staff members. In total, in 2022, we had 8 people resign, mostly in the beginning of the year. But we've been able to hire 7 people and also promote some of our best workers to team leadership roles. So,
Why is it stuck?
All right.
It's working
That's
on
okay.
here.
Control Alt Delete.
It's not syncing up.
No.
so we're staffed at 18 right now, and we're in the process of hiring. We're budgeted for 20. We're in the process of hiring 2 more, but we're in a lot better shape. We're able to plan for the future. We're not kind of just trying to keep our doors open, and so I'm appreciative for the ability to do all this hiring.
Thank you for all the positive remarks. We really appreciate it.
Sure.
This is not typical all the time.
So our staff is busy, and wait, I have the slides here, so let me just turn to those.
So the good news is that you've been promoting from within to people that are well
We have,
qualified.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we promoted.
And that's important, so then that makes room for younger, and newer people to come in and be trained by competent
go.
people.
Yeah,
There we
totally.
Yeah,
Great.
that's good.
Not only if
Um,
finance whiz, he's an.
Yeah, so as I explained, we've had
All good.
quite a few resignations, but we've been hiring, and we're at 18. We're close to our budgeted number. Soon to get the two next. Next slide, please. So we're busy. This is just August, which was one of our busier months of the year. So in August, we had 8,200 people in person in the doors. We circulated 17,000 items. That's mostly physical items at the circulation desk, but it does include digital loans also. About 400 people attended programs at the library in August. And if you do the math, we're open 49 hours a week. It comes out to about, we're helping patrons about every 5 minutes. We have typically 3 frontline staff people helping people, and it's 12 to 14 an hour. That includes on the phones. So we're busy. We're constant at the library. Next slide, please. So I mentioned that the pandemic did a number on libraries, and these are the numbers for Bucks County, and you can see 2019 to 2020. This is circulation countywide, and libraries took a big hit. We weren't able to circulate our items, and then in 21 we've bounced back somewhat, although we're not all the way. I mean, the truth is people have found other ways to get their books and their movies and information during the pandemic. And so that's something we have to address, and we're kind of tasked with bring folks back into the library fold. Next slide, please. This is a visitor count countywide. And again, huge hit in 2020, and we're inching back. And the story is pretty much the same here in Warminster. Next slide, please. So these are our visitors in Warminster. In 2020, we had an average of 4,800 visitors a month. In 2022, we're about at 6,500. So we're improving, but if you look at like 2019, it was a lot more. Let's see, next slide. So our circulation rate did not fall as much during the pandemic, and it has been slower to bounce back. But we've gone from about 12,500 circulating items on average per month to about 15,000 in 2021 and 22. And you know, this is through August, so I think by the end of the year we'll at least match our numbers for 21. So yeah, so I guess next slide. So right, so people aren't using the library as much for materials, and so we're tasked with reminding them of what the library has to offer, both as a safe community space and in terms of free ebooks, audiobooks, streaming services that are accessible on their computers and on their phones. I don't think many people know that, you know, they can get a free version of Netflix from the library. They can download ebooks, audiobooks, and we have to get the word out. So we're doing a lot more outreach. We have restarted visits to schools now that our youth services team is back and fully staffed. We've been reaching out to the senior residences in the community, including we're doing weekly visits to Ann's Choice now, where we sit down with residents, help them get signed up for library cards, teach them how to use their phones to access ebooks, audiobooks. I'm visiting with Christ's Home next week to try to set up something similar. We've also reached out to Hardis.
So may I ask, so you reach out to seniors that need help, like with technical issues? Does that,
Yes.
not just necessarily Ann's Choice, but anywhere in the township, correct?
Sure.
Okay, because
sure.
I've gotten some phone calls.
Yeah, send them our way.
I don't have time to help them. Okay.
Yeah, and we've
Thank you.
actually recently restarted our one-on-one tech appointments. So
Oh,
folks
okay.
can come in, we'll sit down with them for a half hour or an hour, teach them how to set up their email account, or search the web, or set up their devices.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you for the information.
Sure.
So do you go to shut-ins as well,
Um,
like homebound seniors that can't get out?
I think, you know, in partnering with the senior residences, I think that's something that we will end up doing.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Just one other question.
Sure.
Do you know what the proportions are for demographics? I mean, as who's not returning to the library? Is it more younger people? Or is it, I know that's a hard thing to figure out.
Yeah, I don't have the numbers for
Because
that.
it would be, it's important that our younger people understand that the library is an incredible resource.
Yeah,
Through my master's and half of a PhD, Philadelphia libraries, Bucks County libraries, Temple University, Drexel. I mean, it's an incredible resource for data and factual reference.
yeah,
So,
thank you.
You know.
Yeah,
It's a resource, it's there too. You can just walk in, you can spend time, you know, you don't have to take all these books back with you, you know. Some books down at the Center City branch of Philadelphia Library you can't take with you.
Right.
I mean, and they're treasures. There's just a treasure trove of information in those books. So anyway,
Yeah, and we can get any book from Philly or anywhere in the country, really, through our interlibrary loan system. And we have folks who make really good use of that and are
Yeah.
doing like scholarly research based on getting books from our library.
that's great.
Ah,
I'm glad to hear that.
We're trying to get the word out more about that.
Good.
So in that vein, we've restarted our quarterly newsletter, which is a chance for folks to get to know us, learn about upcoming events, learn about interlibrary loan and the Friends and different facets of the library. So that's in various places throughout the township, including right here in the lobby. And we promote our programs and services through email, on Facebook, through slides on Warminster TV, and we have our printed monthly calendar that's at our circulation desk. And of course, our events are also on the Bucks County Library calendar.
Excellent.
We offer a variety of regular programs and events, both in person and remotely over Zoom. Some of our most popular programs are our online art classes for children, teens, and adults, our weekly creative writing workshop, our Stitch and Knit social group, and of course our pre-K story times. We recently introduced a poetry open mic, in-person chair yoga classes, and as I mentioned, we restarted our one-on-one tech appointments. And also, I think next week we're going to put out, we've designed a library user survey so we can get feedback from the community about what they're looking for, what their needs are. So that'll be on our website and also in print at the library.
Excellent.
Looking forward to that.
And the library board is, or the library committee, or whatever they call themselves, they're helping you along with that, like to help with the needs of the community?
We've been talking about the survey at our meetings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to present them with the final draft of it on Wednesday.
Excellent. Because I haven't heard from Jerry or anyone at the board, so I guess things are going well.
I haven't heard from Jerry either.
Haven't either. When it's quiet,
And
you know it's
usually,
real
if
good.
they weren't, I'm sure
probably
that
here.
phone would be
She's
blowing
probably
up.
watching, so tread lightly.
Right,
That's
that's
right. Hi, Jerry.
She'll be here in 30 seconds,
That's right.
and we'll never see the
She's
game.
very passionate. I love her passion.
She's very nice. We talked to her.
Yes.
And finally, we're going to work on making the library more of a memorable destination. So like having unique events, having exhibits or displays that kind of put us on the map. We're having in March, the Friends of the Free Library are putting together a camping event for families. Where basically we'll have, it's not overnight, but we'll have tents where we'll have like a tent on science books and a tent on history books, and kids can go from tent to tent. And
Oh, that's great, yeah.
campfire
Sounds pretty
sing-alongs
neat.
and make s'mores.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're looking for ways to kind of make it so that we're not just another library, but people remember us for
Right.
something that sticks out. Next slide, please. Yeah, so I also want to thank the township for greenlighting
Yes.
the renovations of our restrooms. Our restrooms are not up to ADA code,
Yeah.
and renovations will allow us to be more inclusive and allow more of the community to use our facilities.
Great.
Larry and I have started to get proposals and bids from architectural firms. And a possible scenario that they recommend is to build a third restroom that'll both be our ADA facility and a family restroom.
Okay.
We don't have much space to build out the current restroom.
Right.
Right.
But we'll be updating the current restrooms as well.
We'll give them a facelift.
And that's being paid for by the ARPA money, correct?
I don't believe so.
Well, it's on the discussion.
It may.
Right, so it's been discussed with the infrastructure.
Yeah, I mean, it's there, but we're still working, figuring that out.
Okay.
That'll be at our next meeting next week, I believe.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Either way, it's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I'm excited.
Yeah.
We're working on that. So that's all I have. I want to thank you again for the funding support, allowing us to get staffed up again. We're going to work on continuing to get our numbers up, increase our reach into the community, and continue to bring great service to Warminster.
That's good.
Thank you very
Thank you
much
very
for all
much.
the great information. And that you're progressing in different ways, and you're doing more community outreach. I think it's a great need right now, especially with seniors that have difficulty with the technology. I'm sure people at home will love to know that they can get a one-on-one for a half hour or an hour, just to get them, work out some tweaks. So all the information's been great, and thank you so
Yeah,
much.
please reach out if you have questions or
Okay.
ideas. Anytime. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
excellent.
Thanks.
Thanks for
And
coming
the
in
bathrooms,
tonight.
that's good, that they're like Vet Stadium, the ones over there. They really need it.
All right.
Thanks, Peter.
Thanks, Peter. All right, land use matters. I'll need a motion for a continuance. No?
The Judy tow ordinance.
Oh, that's first, right, okay,
Motion
sorry.
approved.
The duty tow ordinance. Okay, amending Chapter 13 of the Township Code. I'll need a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, everyone's seen it. Is there any questions or comments from the board?
I think that it's a good ordinance that we are hitting specifics on exactly what we want for the township for the duty tow ordinance, and I think it'll make it crystal clear. Thank you.
For the betterment of.
Well-written.
Betterment of the service to the township.
Yes, better service.
Thank you.
Well written, Mr. Flagler.
Yes. Any questions or comments from the public? No? Okay. Being none, let's call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And chair votes aye, and motion carries 5-0.
And
Thank
good job, Tom.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so item B is off the agenda for tonight,
Yes.
right? And now, I'll need a motion for a continuance for the Plumstead Manor
So
LLC.
moved.
Yeah, 114-120 Evergreen Avenue. It was a conditional use application. We need a motion to continue this to a date certain, which will be December the 15th,
Yeah, so moved.
2022 at 7 PM at the Board of Supervisors meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. So is there a motion?
I make a motion.
Second?
Yeah.
Is there a second?
Yeah, Janice did.
Oh, okay, okay, sorry. I was being corrected, so I didn't hear it. All right, any questions or comments? Any from the public? I call the question, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. All right, public comment? Anyone?
Next one.
Okay.
John, you're not talking to
No,
us.
no,
Come
hang on.
on.
Let 'em sleep.
You can wave to us.
All right, consent agenda. Consider approval of the Board of Supervisors minutes dated October 6, 2022. Consider approval of Resolution 2022-15 for Fire District Bill and PA General Assembly. Designation of Supervisor Janice Charlton as liaison to the fire companies, and the agreement with Glenn's Towing. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Approved motion.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, any questions or comments? Other than the fire district bill was what we had talked about earlier, and that's still held up in committee, I guess, at the House?
There's one in the House, there's one in the Senate.
Okay. So, again, I encourage the residents to write to their state reps and their senators to move that forward and give us the tools to solve a problem that's statewide.
I
Thank you.
agree. I've called.
Okay, great.
Do we have
Wait.
the numbers?
We
Yeah, they're not on here, but we do have them.
if it's all right if I say it?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Senate Bill 698 of 2021 and House Bill 2537 of 2022. Senate Bill 698 of 2021 and House Bill 2537 of 2022.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
I had it down.
All right, any other questions, comments? All right, being none, let's call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And chair votes aye. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Finance report, Mr. McKee?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion. I'd ask for a second that we approve the bill list and supplemental bill list. Bill list dated October 20th, in the amount of $3,585,719.18. And the supplemental bill list dated October 31st, 2022, in the amount of $467,739.85, totaling $4,053,459.03.
Second? Someone?
Second.
All right, any other questions or comments about the bill list? Questions or comments from the public? Okay, let's call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And chair votes aye. Motion carries 5-0. John, you got 3 minutes.
Start the timer.
Too
Here we go.
many.
Go Birds. All done.
Yeah, perfect.
So I will be really brief. At the next meeting, we will be having a budget presentation, so we'll cover a lot of stuff there as opposed to doing it tonight. Just to say, through the end of September, revenues are up $342,000 or 2%. Expenses are up $317,000, which is about 4%. Nothing out of the ordinary. On the revenue side, the two big items that are down are transfer tax is actually down $251,000 from last year. I think it's more of a, last year was the anomaly which shot it up, so nothing unexpected. Building permits are actually down 229. I think there was a lot of activity again last year, and we're more in line of what the usual trend is. Revenues that are up, earned income tax is still up 450,000, or the 12%. Real estate taxes, since Bobby isn't here, let's give a couple of her announcements. We're at 99.3% collected.
Wow.
So we're doing really good. There's only
Amazing.
only 103,000 still outstanding for real estate taxes. Final notices will be going out next week. After December 15th, only cash checks, or cashier's checks or money orders will be accepted, and all money needs to be in her office by December 31st, or it will be turned over to be liened.
Okay.
And the last one, business privilege tax and mercantile are up, 142,000, 129. I think we're just getting back from a low of the pandemic. Businesses are just getting back to normal, so we're making that up. The one other thing I just want to talk about real quick, through the end of September, we look at the financial statements, the general fund showing, I would say, a profit or increase in fund balance of $4,958,000. We're about to hit, like, our one-time expenses are usually at the end of the year, so transfers out and stuff like that. We had $2,300,000 in MMOs October 5th. So right away, you take almost half of that profit away. The general fund operates on about an $800,000 to a $1 million a month expense. That's public works, the police, administration, L&I. So it's most of the departments are running off of that, and most of our revenues come in already. Real estate taxes, they start flowing in the beginning of April. So we're kind of at the point where expenses are going to keep going up and revenues are going to keep going down. Looking at the budget, one of the things we're going to talk about next in 2 weeks is there's a projection in the budget. The way it's kind of projecting out right now is I took through the end of September, which is in these financial statements, and plugged last October, November, December to fill in the gap. With doing that, it's almost a break even. It's about $10,000 profit. So that's where we kind of want to say we budgeted correctly, where revenues and expenses are equaling out in the general fund. So hopefully some other things come in and that gets a little bit bigger, but that's kind of where we're looking at right now. Not the current $5 million, about $10,000.
And that's what I think everyone needs to hear.
Yes.
Yes.
Because they see numbers and they say, oh, we can just go spend all this money.
Yeah.
But we don't have any money coming in until April.
Yeah,
And then
we
it'll
know
start
what it
trickling in.
costs
Right.
and-
That's right. So with our fund balance, I won't call it a profit because we are
Yes.
government, that will be depleted
Yes.
most likely by April.
Yeah. Yep. And that's why we need to have at least 3 months in reserve.
And you're not anticipating a 10.
No, absolutely not.
Excellent. That's good
That's
news.
great.
That's real good news.
And I'll do with that. Any questions?
Thanks, John. Great report.
Go
All right,
Phils.
great. Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
Okay. I think we have any unfinished business. Under new business, we're going to have an appointment of the acting zoning officer, and I believe that will be Gilmore and Associates. Is there a motion to
Motion.
appoint Gilmore and Associates as acting zoning officer?
Motion.
Second.
Second? Okay. Any questions or comments? This was part of our executive session, so we're not going to get into it quite as extensively. Of course, there's no one here, but John, you're here. That's all that counts. And Peter. But, yeah, we can't have too much of a discussion on this, but
It's an interim.
it's an interim,
Interim.
yes.
Interim.
I just want to offer my condolences.
Yeah.
I want to offer
Yeah,
my
our
condolences to
condolences,
Mr. Kennedy.
Craig.
Acting.
It's not gonna be him, it's gonna be Aaron.
Motion on the floor.
Yes, all right. So, any questions or comments? Okay, let's call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Chair votes aye. Motion carries 5-0.
You always want a 5-0.
Yeah.
5-0.
You're always after that 5-0.
Really?
Really? You're so full of it.
All right, let's move along. Mr. Scott?
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the board, the Shenandoah Woods project continues to expand at a rapid rate. The houses are coming down on a weekly basis, and it is definitely something that shows progress. We had the opportunity to have some of the supervisors back there 2 weeks ago. We're gonna get some drone footage to share with the public on our website. It is a great project and long overdue. And, well, I should say, everybody's waited for it a long time. It is now happening. In a similar vein, the Ben Wilson Center project is now underway. We are redoing the HVAC and the electric at the senior center. We are putting in a generator so that when we need to use it as an emergency shelter, it has a generator.
All right.
Generator's gonna be a while before it hits us, before it hits our shores, but the other stuff is underway. A little stumble coming out of the gate, but we're trying to smooth everything out. We already got our first change order, hooray. And I'm kind of jumping now. We are going to be meeting on November the 17th to go over the preliminary budget and a few other things.
Correct.
So I'm asking the board if they want to consider to not have a meeting on December the 1st and go from November the 17th to December the 15th. We do preliminary budget and then post it. We do the final budget final budget adoption on December the 15th.
Okay, we're doing November 17th and December 15th.
15th.
Got it.
Is there any
If
objections?
you agree.
Let me
No
take a
objection,
look.
Mr. Chairman.
No, and I think once we get through the preliminary budget, I don't think there's going to be a lot of concern from the board.
No.
These guys are doing a great job. I think maybe they should get the award this year. All right, Tom.
That's all I had.
That's all you have?
One other thing I wanted to point out, that Peter did not thank John Ramey, as he thanked Lisa and I, and Larry. He left John Ramey. His feelings were hurt.
That's where the money comes from.
That's why he's yeah.
I would just like to make a comment about what Tom had just said about Shenandoah Woods. Ken, Judy, and I went to take a look at the property on Shenandoah Woods, and I was so impressed by the crews that were there and the work that they're doing. They even have environmentalists on the property. There's a whole team of them. They're recycling a lot of the products that they can, and they're reducing any of the asbestos with the hoses. They are doing an amazing job. I was so impressed. One area that was totally cleared looked absolutely beautiful. Folks, when you see these trails, and that's going to be redone, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful addition to the park. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
I agree, Kathy. That's going to be really nice. They're doing a fantastic job.
Yep.
And by the way, the air monitors are picking up 0 contaminants,
Oh, yes, I forgot to mention that. Thank
just in
you.
case anyone's concerned. Okay, Mr. Flagler.
My report consists of go Phillies, and don't forget to do your the most patriotic thing you can do as an American and vote this Tuesday. That's my report. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Mr. Canner?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You have our November 2022 report. I have no amendments or additions, and all I have to say is go Birds and go Phillies.
All right. I think you'll get a unanimous agreement on that. All right, we went through the announcements of upcoming agendas. We are going to skip the first week in December, first Thursday, and make it December 15th to approve the budget. All right. Public comment. Come on, John.
John.
I like this shirt.
John Prius, 674 Joseph Avenue. Just a little, going a little ways back with you guys know about the Hankin situation. We still have those no parking signs up that aren't supposed to be up. I think we all agreed that they were put up illegally. And there's no speed limit signs in that park back here. Today, I'm watching everybody picking their dogs up, and they're flying down the street. I go out to Constance. They're cutting through from Lewis out the street road to avoid the one light, and they're going quite quick. So
Okay.
I think we should take a look or have someone go by there, and, speed limit signs I think would help.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree.
Okay, thanks, John.
Thank you.
Not in that park.
Okay. Yeah, I thought the no parking signs were taken care of, but we'll have our
You got it.
managers take care of that. Okay, any other public comment? All right. Just want to thank everyone for allowing us to have a quick meeting. Next month, next meeting will not be quite as quick. We'll be going through the budget and a few other things. And again, go Phillies, go Birds. Cal?
Go Phils!
Mark?
Yeah, I just want to say go Phillies, and I want to give a shout out to my dear cousin Buddy, #1 Phillies fan in Philadelphia. He's actually tuned into our meeting. He told me that the pregame show was all Astros. He's actually
no
watching
kidding,
us
was
right
it?
now. So this is much more interesting than the
about that?
pregame.
Right,
Let's go Phillies. We need a win tonight.
yes.
Yes, we do.
It's been a nice ride, though. It's been a good
Yeah.
ride.
Yep, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Except for last night, wasn't as much
Last night
fun.
was brutal.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, Judy?
I just want to thank Peter for his terrific report for the library, and I think all of our hard work for the last couple of years is really obviously paying off and looks good. So go Phillies, go Birds. Everybody, please do your civic duty and vote on Tuesday.
Agreed.
Yes, yes. Thanks, Judy. Janice?
It's been great being here. Be safe, be careful. Definitely go vote on Tuesday. Be an educated voter. Do your research.
Great.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, motion to adjourn.
All right. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Enjoy the evening, everyone.